Welcome, guys. Here's Professor D once more from PDT. I just want to give you guys my analysis on Bitcoin because something very interesting is about to happen. When we look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, we see that it has been bullish, and definitely we don't want to short Bitcoin, right? We want to make sure we find every dip, as you see right here. We want to make sure we can buy at every dip as we have here. So what I use is I use the exponential moving averages, and this the blue line you're seeing here, the blue EMA you're seeing is the 800 EMA. And this is the moment this is the area I get every buy on BTC. So most likely if BTC was to drop, let's say, for example, till this level, I would rebuy again, right? But that said, that's not what I am about to do today. But to show you this, let's look at this. So if we check Bitcoin on a daily time frame, as I said earlier on, Bitcoin has been strong bullish, and definitely we are looking for the opportunity to either trade the breakout of this resistance zone over here. We either want to trade the breakout of this resistance zone, that will be this, right? Or Bitcoin must as well pull down back. But if we check, you see how Bitcoin has been respecting the 50 EMA, 50 moving average. So as I always say, the 50 moving average acts as a magnet to market price. Market always looks for a way to come and rebound on the 50 EMA. So that said, if we take our trend lines and we connect these lower lows here, so we might be expecting right now such a movement. If we strictly look at this area, Bitcoin has been since February here when it came, it created a record, and Bitcoin finds it very difficult to break this record at 60,000. We notice that Bitcoin has been during this kind of bounce up, down, creating little triangles, and this will be the next move. Either Bitcoin succeeds to break out of here and skyrockets to maybe 90,000, 70, 80, 90,000, or we are going to have a very beautiful drop on Bitcoin, which will give as well we investors the opportunity to rebuy again at this level. That said, I expect Bitcoins either to break out of this zone. So if you are holding BTC, you keep holding, don't take profit, because you cannot risk the breakout here than to get the break back, right? So these are the two possible movements. If Bitcoin does not break out of this zone we find ourselves right now, it will most likely drop down to almost 4,000, and there we are going to have a very good opportunity. That also said, why do I predict a buy and not a sell? If we look at the RSI, the relative strength index, we notice that we have been having higher lows right here, and as well as higher highs. 1, 2, 3. And at this moment in time, at this point in time, we notice that there is a weakness in the bullish strength of this market. There is a weakness around the 60,000, right? That said, what is RSI doing? The RSI, instead of acting normal, that means when market goes down, the RSI goes down. When market goes up, the RSI goes up as well, right? But instead of the relative strength index to be as well bullish, it is actually dropping. We see that we have lower highs over here. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to indicate this. Let us see this. You see this high, and this high which was not respected, right? It is equivalent. It is equivalent to this, right? It's equivalent to this. So what can we tell? The average of this surface we see here is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That said, it just tells us that when the market is buying and the RSI is dropping or consolidating, in this case, which is dropping, market is looking to really buy. But does that mean the market is going to catalyze up or break out of this consolidation zone? No. That said, what is the next step? We want to analyze which level on the RSI, which support level on the RSI uh, is an interesting level for Bitcoins to buy. So if we look at this local area here, that is from September 2020, August 2020 to present moment, we are right now in April 2021, we noticed that this level on the RSI 42.95 has been a very interesting one for BTC. That means most likely, if Bitcoin was to drop, if the index of Bitcoin was to pull down to this level, which will mean either one, this pullback down, you see this last movement here to this point. If this occurs, that means if this pullback from here to here is equivalent to the index from here to here, most likely Bitcoin is going to reject this RSI level, which would now cause this, right? Or, or if the market pulls down to here, it will most likely cause BTC to drop. So this rejection level here based on this, or maybe even to the 20s, which will now mean Bitcoins will be oversold at that moment. And what is the next thing that comes into our mind when we hear the word oversold? We are looking for buy opportunities. We don't buy, we don't sell, we don't buy, but we look for buy opportunities. And that said, if Bitcoin drops to this area here, or maybe the aqua line here, the gray or the white you see here at 37,000. So my entry for Bitcoin, in case Bitcoin was to drop, right, is here. From the buy limit at 43,000, that will be 44,000. Buy limit from 36,000, 36,800 to 44,000. That will be my analysis for Bitcoin. That said, this is it in case Bitcoin was to drop. If not, I will calculate the breakout of this zone. And for us to be sure that we are trading the breakout, what I do is let me just delete this so that it's a bit clear. So while trading the breakout, what I do is this. I don't take the trade in this consolidation area. I make sure the market is out of this area and has space to pull up of. That means I won't place my buy stop here, but it's above it. And as well, not here because market might just create another week and pull back down. So I want to be really sure market's out and place a little bit high. The disadvantage of trading the breakout is that market might most likely maybe even break out of this level by come here and reject the 63,000 and come back down, which will now bring us into a lot of red for pulling out of the trade. That's it. I thank you guys. Let's just watch BTC and see how this prediction is going to go. right? Thank you for watching. If you have any question, you can obviously hit me in the link below. In the description below, you have a Telegram link as well as my personal Telegram account.